County Municipal Court is now back in session.
Be seated, thank you. Okay, we're back on trial on Clarence Mahan, case number 2988, put in recess in the state's case, and they have their witness here now. Would you call him?
Yes, Your Honor. Corporal Pizzelli.
Deputy, if you'd raise your right hand, I'll swear again. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
May be seated.
That is Corporal. Is that right?
That's correct, yes.
Cody Pizzelli?
Yes.
Is your name? You work for the Lawrence County Sheriff's Department?
I do.
Were you working for them back on January the 17th, 2019?
Yes, I was.
And at that time, did you respond to a call at 1181 Township Road 214 North in Willowwood?
Yes, I did.
And at that time, did you make contact with Goldie Stapleton?
Yes, I did.
It's been a long time ago, but do you recall the incident?
I do.
Do you remember what it was you were called there for?
It was called in as a domestic dispute / assault type of scenario. And when I arrived on scene, I met Goldie outside. She was crying and appeared to be very upset. She had mud on her clothing. And when I asked her what was going on, she told me that her daughter's boyfriend, Clarence Mahan, had shoved her down in the mud and that he had then struck her in the face before leaving in a vehicle.
Did you take pictures of her?
I did.
If I may see that one too.
Yes.
This is State's Exhibit 1. Do you remember this, having taken this picture?
Yes, I did.
Do you remember, in looking at her in person, what might have been the appearance of injuries at that time?
Slightly red on her cheek in person. And like I said, she was a little swollen. She was also crying.
It was a little more apparent in person than it is in that picture.
Yeah, yes, it was.
Did you talk to anybody else while you were there?
I did not. Mr. Mahan had already left the scene before I arrived.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Cross examine.
So as I understand your testimony, Corporal, you were not present when the alleged incident happened, correct?
I was not present.
And did the caller, which I guess was a Goldie who called 911, do you know?
I believe so.
Okay, my question is, from the time the incident happened until the time she called, how much time had gone by? Do you have any idea?
I can't recall.
Okay, well, you don't know if it was immediate, half an hour, 2
My
hours?
response time would have been at least 20 minutes.
Okay. And were you able to, well, you interviewed Goldie, correct?
I did.
Did she seem coherent and understand your questions?
Yeah, she was upset, but yeah, she understood what I was asking.
And she wrote out, printed a statement herself, and it was legible, you could read it.
Correct.
It wasn't shaky or slanted or anything like that. Very legible statement she gave you.
After she calmed down, yeah, I gave her a few minutes to calm down.
Okay. I have no further questions, Judge.
That's all we have, Your Honor.
You may sit down. So you're released and,
We rest.
Yeah, I have no objection to
okay,
listening.
you're released. Thank you for appearing.
Thank you.
Call Jennifer Stapleton at this time, Judge.
All right. Jennifer Stapleton. raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
You may be seated.
Could you state your name for the record, please?
Jennifer Stapleton?
And you know my client, don't you?
Yes, sir, it's my husband.
Okay. How long have you all been married?
2 years as of this past Tuesday.
Okay. On January 17th, back in 2019, were you dating him or boyfriend, girlfriend at that time?
Yeah, we were seeing one another then.
Okay. And were you staying with your mom?
Yes, sir.
Okay. On January 17th, did you have an occasion to see your boyfriend come to your mom's residence?
Yes, sir, I had to call him to come pick us up because there was some stuff up in the house that shouldn't have been there. And I had to come pick us up to get our daughters out of there, away from it.
Was anybody with him when he arrived at the house, or was he by himself?
He was by himself, sir.
Okay. How did you know when he got there? Did he text you? Did he honk the horn? How did you know to go outside?
He called me.
On his cell phone to your cell phone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where was your mother when you went outside to get in the vehicle?
She had been in the house, but she seen me carrying the girls out, carrying their clothes out and stuff. So she ran out the door, and Clarence was putting our oldest daughter, Nevaeh, in the car seat. And she came around and she was beating on the windows and everything, trying to get Nevaeh out. I was coming out the living room door to try to bring our other daughter Jamie out. And Cody tried to stop me from going out the door with the baby. So I handed her over top of Cody's head to Clarence.
Let me ask you this, did Clarence ever come inside the residence?
No, sir, he stayed on the porch.
Okay. And prior to Goldie coming out to the vehicle, you were inside with Goldie?
Yes.
Okay. When you went outside, what did you say is that your mother was beating on the window of the car?
Yes.
What did you observe? How did Clarence react? What did he do?
He told her to, get away from the floor, and I believe at one point he even pulled out his phone and took video of what was going on. And she was terrified of the baby.
Did you ever see him strike Goldie?
No, sir.
Where would you have been in a position where you would have seen it? Did you go back in the house or anything? Were you out there the whole
No.
time?
I was out there the entire time.
So, you said she's pounded on the window of the vehicle. Do you know why she stopped? How she stopped? Did he just pull out?
But we had to just leave. Scaring the kids to death.
Has anyone attempted to influence your testimony today?
She told me earlier to make sure I said that I didn't see anything, but
Goldie?
yes.
Told you to tell the judge you didn't see
Told me that when I
anything.
came out in the lobby, yes.
Just now?
And probably a few minutes ago, right after I spoke with you the first time.
Nothing further, Judge.
Cross.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Stapleton, where do your children live now
They currently live with my mother,
with Goldie?
yes.
Is that by a court order?
Yes, temporarily, yes. I'm supposed to be able to get them back, though, whenever I get a stable home. I just put down payment on one yesterday.
Okay, so even going back to 2019, I mean, you were living with her.
Yes, sir, temporarily.
And so temporarily living with her then, and your children were living with her.
Yes.
And on that day, they didn't want to leave with you and Mr. Mahan, did they?
That's not true. My kids have never not wanted to leave with us.
It's just that you weren't able to take them at various times because you weren't stable.
I went to rehab for a little while and I wasn't able to take them then, and that's why she has them now. She wasn't supposed to continue to keep them, it was supposed to be back with me.
So it would do you good to make her look bad in court today, wouldn't it? So that maybe you could
Sir,
try
I'm
to
not
get the
trying
kids
to-
back.
I'm not trying to make anybody look bad, I'm telling the truth.
Okay. You said that Mr. Mahan was videoing.
I believe he had his, I I know he's had his cell phone out. I believe he might have been taking a video of that at the time. Mr. Mannion never spoke to her.
Has he ever struck you?
No.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
No, redirect, Judge.
Well, I've got some questions. Is there a current case involving these kids pending anywhere, like probate juvenile court, anything like that?
I'm not exactly sure what else going on over here with that, so I'm putting in West Virginia right now, and just now getting where I'm stable enough to take me home with me. I just put a down payment on my house yesterday.
So I take it from what you testified before, our court here, our probate court, Judge Sanders has made some sort of order placing 2 children in her custody? Your 2 children?
I don't know about Sanders, but I know we went from the quarter.
Okay. Do you have other children other than these 2?
Yes, I have a 4.5-month-old.
And where's that child?
She is in West Virginia with me.
Okay, you have custody of her.
Yes.
So those are the only 3 children you have? Those
Yes.
2 with Mr. Mayhem, and is that his child also?
No.
Does he have other children?
Yes, they're grown.
Okay. When was the order entered giving your mother custody of your 2 girls?
I want to say that happened about a year and a half ago when she actually got the temporary custody. She had guardianship prior to that, as I was going through rehab and everything.
So from 2019 to the current time, I mean, currently they're with your mom, and in 2019 when this happened, they had been living with your mom, right? When you were there
Of
too?
course, I was there too, yes. I mean, it was 2021 whenever they were actually placed in her custody.
So since 2019 to now, it sounds like most of the time they've been with her, is that right?
Yes, sir, unfortunately.
And how old are they now?
Jamie will be 7 on the 6th of this month, and Nevaeh just turned 9 on the 24th of September.
And they're in school, I take it?
Yes, sir.
Where do they go to school?
They go to school at Smith Valley. They're both doing very well.
Okay, any questions based on my questions?
I do, actually. Ms. Stapleton, Children's Services was involved at some point, weren't they?
Yes, they did get involved when Gordy ended up in the hospital with COVID, and I had to, it was an emergency situation. I had to get a hold of clearance to go pick them up. I was still in rehab. I couldn't take them.
Okay. Any other times that Children's Services was involved?
No,
Did they have something to do with placing the children with your mother?
I did that. I was in a car accident right before the custody appointment, and I couldn't take care of them. I couldn't walk, I couldn't work. It wouldn't have been fair for me to take them home with me. So I asked my quarter if they could please stay with her until I was stable enough to get up and able to take care of them again.
Did you have the car wreck before or after you went to rehab?
After, and I was a passenger. You know, we ripped my leg off.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Mr. Smith?
Judge, your question does not trigger any questions on my behalf of this witness.
Do you have a relationship with your mom now?
We speak on occasion, so like, but it's mostly if I call her, it's just to talk to my kids. We don't really see eye to eye and have for a very long time.
Or you have a visitation with your kids?
She was supposed to be letting me see them. She lets me see them maybe once every 2 or 3 months.
Any questions based on that?
No, Your Honor.
No, sir.
You may step down, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, at this time I'd make a Rule 29 motion. I don't think the state's put on a prima facie case. The alleged victim said this happened. She was rebutted by her daughter, who indicated she was present. When Goldie went outside, she went outside. She said it did not happen. I don't think the state has proven the case beyond a reasonable doubt.
Denied.
Call my client this time, Judge. You know you don't have to testify, right? You want to testify? I just second, Judge. We talked about this before, right?
Okay.
Judge, I've explained to him his right to testify. He doesn't have to. He wants to testify. Is that correct, Clarence?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead,
Okay,
take a stand.
come up and I'll swear you in. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You may proceed.
State your name for the record, please.
Clarence Mayhew.
And you are married to Jennifer Stapleton, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you heard her mother, Goldie Stapleton's testimony. You also heard the deputy and Jennifer's testimony, correct?
Yes, sir.
And there doesn't seem to be any issue that, in fact, on January 17, 2019, you were at Goldie Stapleton's residence, correct?
Correct.
Why were you at Goldie Stapleton's residence?
Earlier in that day, I was called by Jennifer Stapleton to please come pick her and the two children up because she had found drug paraphernalia laying out here, there, and everywhere
In Goldie's house?
in the house. She came in and found this. Apparently, I don't know who it belonged to or anything at that point.
She called and said, I found this, come pick me up, I want out here.
Yeah.
Do you know
She went
what-
away from it.
Where were you prior to going there? Do you know where you were?
I was in my place.
How long did it take you to get there? Well, let me ask you this. What time of day was this? Early morning, afternoon, evening?
It was afternoon,
Okay.
1, 2 o'clock.
Okay. So then you went from your residence, and you said, how long did it take you to get there?
It took about 20, 25, 30 minutes.
Okay. And when you arrived, was anybody outside the residence?
Well, I had stopped out the road before I got there and called her to let her know I was there.
Okay.
I was just around the corner and I was on my way. And I pulled up, and at that point, Jennifer was trying to get the kids out of the house and everything.
Where was Goldie at that time?
Huh?
Where was Goldie? You saw Jennifer trying to get the kids out of the house. Where was Goldie?
Goldie had come out the door also,
At
and
the same time, or right behind Jennifer, or right in front of her?
she actually come from behind her and went around her, and then come.
So the only time you saw Goldie that day, Jennifer would have been present?
Yes,
Okay, well, what happened?
she come directly toward me, hollering and everything.
Goldie?
Jennifer came up, handed me Nevaeh, because she had her arms full. I got Nevaeh and was putting Nevaeh in the car when Goldie approached the car and started beating on the car.
Was she say anything? Well, you say she's beating on the car. Did she tell you why she's beating on her? Did she say
Saying I
anything?
wasn't taking the kids, that she was gonna call the law and everything. And at that point, I put Nevaeh in the car, I locked that door, shut it.
Where was Jennifer at this time?
Jennifer was on the porch grabbing more stuff, and Jamie. She had Jamie in her other arm, and she was trying to get clothes and stuff for the kids.
You heard, go ahead, I'm sorry.
She had them in bags up there on the porch.
Okay.
What she was trying to pick up.
Well, you heard Goldie's testimony that you slapped her on the right side of her face with such force it knocked her into a mud puddle. Do you recall hearing that?
I never did that. It never happened.
At no time on January 17, 2019 did you lay a hand on Goldie Stapleton.
Never touched her.
What was your health condition at that time? Physical health?
At that time, I was recovering from a broken shoulder. The ball in the shoulder was split in half due to accident, motorcycle accident, and I just got the sling on at that point and was just starting to get to where I could move my arm and raise it.
Which arm was in the sling?
It was the left arm.
Are you left or right-handed?
I'm right-handed.
So you couldn't swing your left arm,
No.
is what you're telling this court, because of
No,
your injury?
Not at that point, no.
And the injury's on the right side of her face,
Yes, sir.
or the alleged injury.
According to the pictures, yes, sir.
When, we'll strike that. You did, I guess Jennifer gets the kids packed up, you get in the vehicle and drive away?
After she got in the vehicle, I unlocked doors so she could get Jamie in the vehicle. I also went around the car because she was beating on the car. And I threatened to videotape, held my phone up, and before I could get it to turn on, she had done quit and started back toward the porch. And
So when you left, she was heading back towards her house?
I got in the car, locked the door. The baby was screaming and hollering, scared to death of the grandmother because she was beating on the car. So when I got in the car, I locked the door, but when Jennifer approached the vehicle, I then got out, opened the door, we put the baby in the car seat in, I strapped it in, put the clothes in the car, we got in the car, and we left.
Nothing further, Judge.
Cross.
You bring any medical records about your shoulder today?
No, sir, I don't have them with me. I've experienced a house fire since I lost a lot.
Well, you knew you were going to be testifying today,
Yes, sir.
and you knew that that was going to be your proof you couldn't have hit her because you had your shoulder hurt, right? And the hospital has records, don't they?
Yes.
And, I mean, what hospital was it that you went to?
If I remember right, it was Cabot.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
No redirect, Judge, based on that.
You can step down, sir.
The defense has no further witnesses, Your Honor.
Any rebuttal?
No rebuttal, Your Honor.
Will you rest, Judge?
Okay. Well, here's what I think, and I've looked at I don't think whether I let it in or not, I don't think it's determinative on these number 2 records, the St. Mary's. Here's my thinking, flawed as it may be, what it is. Do I think this probably happened? Yes. Although the picture is not that convincing. I mean, there's something there, but it doesn't necessarily mean she was struck directly in the face. So I'm going to say probably, but not beyond a reasonable doubt. So, whoever was there, please refrain from making noise. I'll mute it. Okay. So I'm going to make a finding of not guilty, not because I necessarily am 100% convinced that he's not guilty, but that's not the issue. I've got to be convinced beyond a reasonable doubt that he is guilty, and I'm not convinced of that. I've got diametrically opposed testimony, so I can't say to a reasonable degree of, the standard, the reason. I have to say beyond a reasonable doubt, and I can't say that. So it'll be a not guilty finding in the case is dismissed.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Okay.
State of Ohio recalls Alfreda J. Stevens, case number TRD 132847, TRC 132828, ABC.
All right, now, Mr. Mahan, before I go to her, he still has a case 21187.
We just tell me Monday he's going to bring money to pay. It's a traffic ticket. Is that right?
Yes.
Was a driving under suspension.
Yes.
He did his community service, he still has fines to pay. He made a payment November 3rd, so I'll set his next review hearing for January 5th,
Make sure you make
9
it.
a.m.
There you go.
January 5th?
Yes, sir.
9 o'clock.
First Friday in January is your next review hearing.
go ahead and pay that. so
All
you
right,
spend it.
Alfreda Steele.
Does it feel like me?
Yes, sir.
All right, so,
At 9 o'clock on January
I
5th.
made a payment today of $100.
okay, you made a payment last
Go ahead and
time.
make a payment date when you get that knocked in.
Yes, well, I put the two together. And I'm gonna pay another 50, next Thursday? Yes, next Thursday.
Okay, I'll set your next hearing for January the 8th.
The 8th?
January the 8th at 9 a.m.
That's all right.
Okay.
So now you know how to get on Zoom now, right? We're not doing that blue jeans thing.
Okay,
All right, court's adjourned.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Man, I'm going to deal with my situation.
That's it. You did win the Wilbur case, I just, remember it. Got took under advisement, whether you all argued, the guy. Anyway, I won't say anything, but yeah. I denied their